everyone, this is Judi with JLBCrafts. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, thank you so much for giving me a try. In this video, I'm going to be decorating and doing a guided hand lettering session for the week of May 2nd through the 8th. Oh my goodness, you guys, we're doing one of my least favorite lowercase letters this week. We're doing the letter F. I never ended up liking it by the end of last year, so maybe I'll have some sort of breakthrough this year. I don't know. It can happen. It can happen. I also have the May letters, so let's get started. I'm gonna go with, so if you watch all of my videos, and it's totally fine if you don't, I'm just saying if you do, then you know I've been bitten by the purple bug here this week. It started on Monday with an unboxing of the Dream Chaser Planners Anonymous kit, and then I used it on Friday in my vertical catch-all, and so I've been bitten by the purple bug. I had purple nail polish on, the whole 9 yards. So that bug bite is still in effect. I was feeling like I wanted to do a big purple spread, so I went through all my sticker books, like the Roy G. Biv Kell books and whatnot, and I settled on the Functionally Chic Purple Blooms. This is the sticker book from the Rainbow Edit boxed set from Live Love Posh. It's the purple one, and I wanted really stickers that didn't have much green or other color in them. So this one's got a little bit of a little bit of a teal kind of a thing going on, but it's mostly purples and really cool, like purpley blues, like periwinkle blues. And so I really wanted to use, I liked these. And then here is the Simply Gilded washi tape I'm going to pair with it. Not just a straight grapey purple. This one actually has a bit of an ombre from like the warmer, redder, lilac-y purples into the cooler, bluer, periwinkle kind of purples. So this is the washi tape I'm going to use. So I'm going to get started. I'm just going to do my normal up the center across the top, and we're going to put the Simply Gilded along the edge. I do have a coupon. I know I say this every week, so sorry if you guys are sick of hearing it, my regulars, but I do have that coupon code for Simply Gilded. Sign up for their no spam newsletter and get a coupon for $5 off a purchase of $15 or more, and I get that coupon as well. So don't pull your washi tape super tight. You can't actually physically see it stretch, but trust me, it does. And then when you let go, it contracts, and that's what causes your page to curl. So pull it tight enough to get it straight, but no tighter than you absolutely have to. So I'm really looking forward to picking all sorts of different shades of purple pens. Nice, vibrant, juicy, dark purple pens in the pinkier, redder shades, all the way down through to the cooler, bluer shades. It's just going to be, I think it's going to be a very, very gorgeous set of pages once I'm done. Got to do what you can do for the letters that you don't like, right? I don't like F. Not that purple isn't my favorite color, but it's far from my least favorite color, and since I'm loving the purple right now this week, I think I'm gonna really love the end result, even though it's the F. All right, so these books also have things that I can use as bullet points, so let's go ahead and grab 7 of those. It has these little squares I can use, but I prefer to save those for things that I actually want to check off. So I'm going to come up here and get the bullet points, which are teeny tiny, which is nice for this kind of a spread. Here they are. Looks like I've used a few of them already. Excellent. Okay. So let me grab a black pen. Actually, I think what I'll do is use a really dark purple. So I have the Rainbow Tool pens, so I'm just going to grab the dark purple one of those. And so first thing we're going to do on Monday the 2nd is letter F. And then we're going to start with words that start with the F. So we have Fuji, making sure to practice especially the most recently learned letters. Fave, a little bit of a slang, but that's okay. I like to keep the words short so that we have more opportunities to practice the F. Folk. Okay, and then over here on the 6th, here we get into some double Fs and some words that end in F. So huff, tiff, and waff. And most of these words are the same as last year, which I explained in last week's video. Now that we're getting into ascenders, we're getting into descenders, mixing those with the ascenders, you get entanglement, which is where you have a descender from this row that is hitting an ascender from this row. And the F, crazily enough, is kind of an ascender and a descender all at the same time. So maybe that might be part of the reason why I don't care for F. But anyway, I'm keeping, through the rest of the lowercase letters, our words will stay somewhat the same, where I try to keep mostly ascenders on one page and mostly descenders on the other page. When we get into the capital letters starting in July, the second half of the year, I'll put some new words in again then, just to give you more options. And I'll try to do a lot more planner words this year. Like, for example, when we get to capital V, the word vacation is a great planner word utilizing the capital V, but it's a long word. And I stayed away from those last year. This year we'll go ahead and we won't be afraid of the longer words. Same thing with all of the months. I'll make sure and get all 12 months of the year, even though December and the capital D is a very long word. You can shorten it to DEC if you want to practice the capital D, but not the entire word December. So, but we'll cross that bridge in the coming months. So, all right, I'm gonna pick my pens and I'll be back. All right, so these are the pens I picked, and let me tell you, it was super easy. This was probably the fastest I ever picked pens because pretty much every purple I tried worked. So it was harder to figure out which ones I didn't want to use than the ones that I did. So starting with the firmest, I have the Tombow Fudenosuke hard tip. I have the Zebra Funwari. So again, Zebra's the brand, Funwari is the style, because remember, Zebra also makes mild liners, but you wouldn't use mild liners. That's not a brush pen. The Weissbrand Ultra Color. That one's got a nice dusty, earthy kind of a tone to it. And then this particular, there are several shades of purple in the Pentel Touch Brush Sign Pen, which is the softest. I went with this one that's kind of a bluey purple, so you'll get to see them all here. No Calligraph. There are so many purple Calligraphs. I didn't even go there because I can't really take advantage of the fat end anymore. So I'm just going to start by writing Ace over and over again. Here is again the Tombow Fudenosuke hard tip. Next I have the Zebra Funwari, which is just a tiny bit softer in my opinion than the Tombow. Zebra, if you're listening, we need more colors of your brush pens. The 5 or 6 that we have just aren't enough. This is the Weissbrand, the German. Markedly softer. Not as soft as the Pentel, but definitely softer than the first two. Hi, buddy. I can't see what I'm doing. Come over here. Come on. Come over there. Just for a little while. I can already tell Jazzy's going to be here a lot today. And finally, the Pentel Touch Brush Sign Pen. And as always, all of these pens are linked. I do have Amazon. They are affiliate links. So that doesn't cost you anything extra. It just takes a few pennies of the profit out of Jeff Bezos and the shareholders' pockets and puts it into my pockets. So feel free to use those links if you want. And I did have a question about international affiliate links, and I did figure out how to turn those on for a few select countries that are available, so Canada and a few European countries. So, all right, let's do a deep dive into the letter F. So F incorporates the descender stroke, but follows the traditional cursive style composition. If you're following the lovely letters F, remember we are creating our own personal font, so pick the one that you like. So here they start, here's our dot, so we're starting just ever so slightly above midline, heavy down, light up to baseline, and then, that's weird. Okay. Oh, they're just showing the second half of it. So F incorporates the descender stroke. So they're showing you, they're basically following what, sorry, off screen. They're basically showing it not in the order you would write it, but in the order that they explained it. So this is actually the second half of the F. So they're actually, so if you decided that you liked when your word starts with a letter, doing it slightly different. So here, this would be the F if your word is starting with F. And this would be more the F if the F is in the middle or at the end of the word. So if you're not connecting to it, if you're starting with the F, you could start over here just slightly above baseline where the dot is, and you're going to sweep up and around, light up. In this particular case, they have you go just slightly above midline. So this is going to be like, we haven't gotten to them yet, but the R and the S are kind of weird hybrids where they go a little bit above midline. So light up, heavy down, light up to about baseline, and then are coming back out with a light out for our connector stroke. If you're connecting to the F is not the first letter in the word, then they're not showing this swoop into it. They're just starting right here at midline or at baseline. It's hard to see, but there is a dot there to show you your starting point. So they're doing light up, heavy down, light up, and then sweeping back out into a light up. All right, so let's see what some of our alternatives are. So the Tombow lettering practice worksheet for the Fudenosuke. Again, this is not the dual tip. This is the Fudenosuke, which is the one that I use with the smaller, it's still a brush tip, but it's smaller. So they have no slant, and they've got the big bubble thing going on, and they're going almost all the way up to the top line, way above the midline. And then they're also, it's very unbalanced. It's like one of those big bobblehead toys. It's got a great big top and a tiny little bottom that doesn't swing down as far as in the lovely letters. So they've got a much higher top and a bit of a lower bottom. Again, I don't really care for that one, but I'd like to show it to you all. And those are free to download. I have the link in the description box. This is from the Rainbow Crayola Calligraphy, also linked, and this one is even more different. So I know it's hard to tell because I had some bleed through, but they are starting not at the baseline, they're starting at the midline. So that's important to note, that difference. Here you're starting at the baseline, our solid bottom line that the word kind of sits on. Here they're starting at midline and coming all the way up as high as an L or a T. And then, but it's the same basic stroke, right? You're wherever you start, baseline or midline, you're doing light up, heavy down, light up, and then your little outward light connector stroke. So, boy, there's a lot of variation in the F, just a lot of variation. I personally, this is a huge amount of space. It takes up as much space as a capital letter, and it's really, really hard if you're writing an entire quote, a couple lines of text that has a random F thrown in there in some random place. Doing an F this big is really hard to work around. This then is the boxed set from Crayola. So a little fancier, but again, they're basing their F on the midline rather than the baseline. So this is something you're really going to have to play with to figure out what you like. A little more slanted, a little bit skinnier, starting clear over here. But you can see how if you were doing a double F, and we will be doing several double Fs at the end of the practice, you're not going to want to have this going into the second one, right? You're not going to stop there and then start down here again. You're just going to go right into your next F. So, and then let's check my favorite source, the Calligraphy Made Easy. So here's their F. So again, this one is all over the place too. This one, they're starting at midline and they're leaving quite a considerable gap in the center, which again, I don't really care for that. It almost looks like a K with a messed up bottom to me. But I can see where this makes sense. So it's almost like, again, I think the Fs have an identity crisis. Is it an ascender? Is it a descender? Is it both. Most of them are both, and the F is just really big. I'm tempted to pull out, okay, let's finish this. Let's look at the alternates. So there's this F, which basically looks much more like a printed F. And I don't think I want to go there. It's just an S with a cross, kind of. So I'm going to do things a little bit out of order. Let's look at how I've been doing my F. Since I stated up front that I don't like my F, here's my F from last year. So again, I came way down to the baseline below, and I came way up above the midline. And I think I've never liked the F because it's just ginormous, right? So maybe I'll try making it a little smaller. Maybe I'll try this year, I'll try making my F more like the L and the K, and make this bottom portion tinier. So let's try that. Let's see if I like that any better. So keeping all of that in mind, let's come over here. Oh, Calcifur just made an appearance. I wasn't paying attention. I was distracted. Was he on camera? I guess I'll find out when I go to edit. That's rare for both boys to make an appearance in one video. So, all right. So if I do what I said I was going to do, then I'm going to try starting more at midline and making the F more of an ascender stroke, which when you print your F, it is more of an ascender stroke, like a T or a K. It doesn't really drop below. So I think maybe, yeah, let's try getting rid of this identity crisis and just, I'm going to try putting F in the ascender bucket. So light up, heavy down, light up, and my connector stroke. Which, if I want to start, I don't like that. If I want to start with an F, then I need to go head into it a little bit. So let's go light up, heavy down, light up, connector. And then if I want to go ahead and do my connect right into a double F, so that looks like an F, sort of. I don't know. I don't know. Oh my gosh, I hope you guys don't have as much trouble with your F as I do. What if I go change this entrance and come like this? That's better. I don't know why. I like that better. I don't like this. I do like this. So I'm going to stick with that. I'm like this. I'm like this with quotes. I'm like this with decoration. I know it when I see it, right? So I'm going to try that. Light up, heavy down, light up, and connector. Ooh, I like that. Did I finally fix my F? You have no idea. All right. So I do want to try to get better at having these cross right at midline. It's always hard for me to tell too until I get it into a word, but I do like that a little bit better. I also think I like the top and the bottom being relatively even size-wise. Hi, Jasper. That was quite the cry. I don't know if we'll see if the microphone picked that up. If it did, I will leave that in. I like that. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I like my F. I really, really was dreading this week. I think it's one of my least favorite letters, but maybe not anymore. Breakthrough. Maybe it was because I didn't have a clear bucket that I felt like it felt in. I don't know. I am going to get the boys some food and I'll be right back. All right, everybody's eating lunch but me, so let's keep going. I was just thinking that an F looks a little bit like a bow, and then I was thinking that an F is like, the letter F is like the bow tie of the tie world. It's a little bit unexpected and can be awkward, but can also be pretty darn cool. So anyway, all right, let's try connecting it to a word. So I'm gonna try the word Fuji. So starting clear over, big sweeping up, heavy down, light up, light out to a connector. I'm going to start my U right at the end of that. So heavy down, light up, heavy down, light up. Then my J, heavy down, light up. That looks weird. Looks like bye. And then, so F-U-J-I. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Let's keep going though. I guess dotting the J and the I helps. I also think keeping it skinnier helps it look more like an F than a B. All right, so here we're going to get into our entanglement a little bit. So I'm going to try to do the F on one side and the I and the J on the other. So I'm going to need to be really close to this J. All right, hopefully Fuji is just a very awkward looking word because I can't stop seeing a B right now, a B-U-Y. All right, let's try fave. So we just need to clear this first row and then we don't have any ascenders or descenders, so we'll be okay. Short for favorite. You can write out favorite if you want. Oh, except we don't know the R yet. So as oftentimes happens with an A, when you're trying to connect, you need to get a feel for where to start your A, and here I started a little too far away. I was tightening that up as I went, so. I don't know. I keep seeing a B. I'm not sure why. All right, let's try folk. So now we're going to have a couple of ascenders, the L and the K, to go along with the F. So I'll be trying to make the upper part of my F very similar to the upper part of the L and the K. On this one, since it keeps looking like a B to me, and for me, maybe it's because of the dyslexia, I'm not sure, the defining characteristic of the B is this big bottom loop going in that direction. So here I tried making it very top heavy, and I feel like that looks less like a B and more like an F for me. So I'm gonna keep with this, keep trying this. But in order to do that, I went ahead and had my crisscross point about halfway between the midline and the baseline. So it made the top half much, much bigger than the bottom half. And I think I like that a little bit better. I kind of don't mind it opened up a little bit too. I'm surprised. I didn't think I'd like it opened up, but I think I kind of do. I don't know. I'd be interested to hear in the comments what you all thought of your F practice. I don't know. I keep seeing that looks like bulk, like bulk, instead of folk. Maybe it's just because these are weird words. I don't know. Now we get to try it twice. So let's try huff. If you all don't hate me by the end of these 3 double F words. All right. I'm gonna start my H the same way I've been starting my F. I think I'll just start kind of here. Yeah. Let's try that again. Need a big connector because you've got to reach out past this top loop to connect. I ran out of room, so I just practiced the ending part where I connect the 2 Fs. Alright, so I just still don't like it. Last year I didn't like it because I had the F stretching from ascender all the way to descender, and it was just a gigantic, the biggest lowercase letter there was. This year I'm trying to keep it in the ascender bucket, and now that it's attached to some words, I just don't really like it. So maybe I'll try a little bit similar to this, keeping it close to midline and like dotted I and dotted J territory, but putting it in the descender bucket. So I'm going to try writing huff a couple times with it more in the descender bucket and just kind of coming up as high as like this dot will on the I, so slightly above midline. So if I do that, I'm gonna base it on the baseline, not on the midline. So I'm gonna come up and then come down. Does that look more like huff? Yes, it does. Because when I look at this, I see huff. When I look at this, I see hub, like I need to add a Y to write hubby. So I think I need to reverse course and go back to having it in the descender bucket, but not bringing it all the way up like most of the others did. I just don't like it taking up a whole line and a half. I don't like it having to be in the ascender and the descender bucket. So I'm gonna try this. So here I can write the H and the U and just try to keep the 2 upper parts of the F on this side. And now I'm kind of all over the place. My bottoms don't match, my tops don't match, but I need to get used to it. So Okay, so yes, these look like F's, these look like B's. I don't know why. And I am able to start over on my first F still, so I am going to be fascinated. Those of you that never comment, take a couple minutes and drop me a comment after you've finished your practice and let me know what luck you had with the F, because I'm just, in case you hadn't noticed, I am really struggling with my F still again this year. So, all right, let's try TIFF. So here I'm gonna have a dotted letter right next to my F's. So maybe that'll help me figure out the height that I want to go with on my F now that I've moved it into the descender bucket. All right, so T. Oops, and this is not the right pen. How did my pens get all out of order? My goodness, what a day. All right. Tombow, yes. I. F. F. Cross my T, dot my I. Well, that looks funny just because I got two different pens, but I think I'm on the right track. That looks like TIFF. Okay, I didn't do that on purpose, but I think I like it with the little bottom half being, again, just like before, I do like it with the bottom half being a little bit smaller. Of course, if I write it with a word that's got other descenders, it may look funny to me that the F, like Fuji, if we redid Fuji, it may look funny to me that the F is smaller than the J, or like a Y or something, like if you wrote the word funny. So I think I might have to play with this one some more. Okay, last but not least, let's try WAF. Just squeezed in the word off there because that's what I had room for. Plus it's a recognizable word, so I feel like that looks like it should, so. For those of you that are having trouble with a smooth transition from thin to thick, I don't know if you can see right here on my A, where I have my light up, and then see, I don't always have smooth transitions either. Right there you can see a clear, almost step edge where I transition from light up to heavy down. So, you know, I still struggle with it, and I've been doing this for almost a year and a half. So you're not alone. Of course, I'm not having the greatest lettering day. My hand's actually getting really tired. So if you're having an off day like that, stop and pick it up later in the day or the next day if you can. This isn't the right pen. Again, oh my gosh. F, you vex me so. All right, let's put this in my planner and compare to last year. I know I showed that at the beginning, but we'll look at it again. And F, right, so since these words didn't change a whole lot, we'll just look at the second page. Here we go. So Tiff and Tiff, the lower part of Huff versus the upper part of Huff. Yeah, those look like bees. I don't know why. They do. They look like bees. They need to be, it needs to be in the descender bucket for me. I hope me changing tactics midway through practice doesn't mess any of you up. If it does, I apologize. But anyway, there we go. I definitely like my F's a little bit smaller. Looks like I was at this, looks like I ended up at the same, pretty much the same place this year where I ended up last year, which is not a full descender portion and not a full ascender portion, just a little bit smaller. So anyway, good luck with your F. Hopefully you don't need it like I did. I will be interested to see your thoughts after you've done some practice. Leave me your comments on Facebook when you post your practice, or come back and comment on this post after you've been through it. So I hope you like this video. Good luck with your F. If you do like this video, please consider liking and subscribing. Thank you.